I am Lorene Hochstetler, Ruby Director from Columbus, Ohio. Dan and I have actually been in USANA since 2005 when we were introduced to USANA by a pastor friend of ours. And we were like all of you, pretty negative at first, like how could this possibly work? However, I am one of those that actually was looking for something that I could do from the comforts of our home. The reason for that is we were still homeschooling our 5 children, and I preferred not to get a job, so I was like, what could I do, to be that support, to bring in that extra stream of income? So solely the first reason we came into USANA was for the financial gain around it. However, our own experience about taking the supplementation and feeling so much better is what is now our guide and our forefront importance of doing this, is because when we see the value in what it has done for people's health. So obviously we've shifted our mindset around that. I am recording this for the Finish Strong presentation that I was asked to present. The reason I'm doing that is we're actually on vacation with our children, a blessing that USANA has granted for us, and we're super grateful for that. Were it not for USANA, probably some of this would not have been able to happen. So we're enjoying Pawleys Island right now with all the children. So if you do hear background noise, kids crying or toys falling down, it's okay, because that's what life and family is all about. But I want to just share, first of all, my gratitude to the team that put this together, particularly Jordan. I feel like you have put a lot of efforts into making this happen. You saw a vision of the importance of this, that us leaders pull together and we get poured into, because we're the ones that are always pouring out and giving. So our cup needs to be filled as well. And I have a really fun quote that I will be reading to you at the end. I wanted to memorize it, but when you're on vacation and you're out and about, I didn't get it memorized, but I'm going to read it to you because I think it's pretty awesome. But we are grateful for all of you. I know it takes efforts. It takes efforts for you, Tom and Lori, to make sure that all of these things are on Facebook, and you'll enjoy this recording. And I promise that I will look at the comments if you have any questions or anything at the end. I'll get to you eventually and make sure that we support you, and we're here for you as best as we can as leaders along with everyone else. And we look forward to celebrating you at convention in Salt Lake in August. It's coming up quite quickly. My topic, as was said earlier, it is to finish strong. The only way we can finish strong is if we start strong. And the level of my finishing strong is totally dependent on how strong I started on Sunday. And one thing that USANA has taught Dan and I is personal development, which all of you are saying that. And sure enough, we didn't think of that when we first got started. But for sure, you do want to welcome the idea that we need to brush up and educate our expectations of what does this actually look like, and be willing to go through the learning curves that it takes. One thing that was told to us time and time again is not to quit. And obviously here we are, proof that we haven't quit yet. Have we wanted to? Of course we had. So did you. But we just never did. You just simply pick up that ambition. You look at what should I do differently? What could I do differently? What am I willing to do differently? There's so many amazing entrepreneurial leaders out there for us to grab a hold, learn from, and choose to make a difference. I love that we are meant to be here for this time, this age, this generation. And God has put inside of your DNA and in my DNA to be the difference and the change makers that we are today. So many times you can look at what you have gone through in the past, embrace that, and make it your story to make a difference for others. And look at how many people you've attracted into your life simply because of something that has happened in your past that can now be that powerful inspiration for others. And that's something that simply has happened a lot for Dan and myself, is we did grow up Amish, and because of that, that has been a gift for us in many ways, because we looked at it as a plus versus a negative. And therefore now a major part of our business and our team are Amish. And it's simply because we have learned, walked in their footsteps, walked in their journeys, and now it's a reward for us to go back and to be that breath of fresh air for them, and to give them that message of hope and a difference, particularly in their health, so that they can make a difference there for not only themselves, but their children and their children's children. And that is probably the biggest passion that I have, is that we can be those history makers, that today we will make a difference, and that at the end of it all, what is it that you want people to know and to remember about you? And when you think about that on every Sunday when you're making your goal settings, is at the end of the week is, what do I want that to look like? And what do I want to be remembered for? I think that's kind of been the driving force for me, is to always remind myself that every place I am, I'm meant to be here for some reason. And I look at that, and who I meet today, I'm meant to meet them for some reason as well. And I want to be that impact and that inspiration for them, so that we can leave a light and a hope for them. And so I was going to say, one of the biggest things that Dan and I have loved is that we actually have what we call a dream plan that we have made, and we call it, goodness, it just left me, a blueprint for life. So, and you can get that from Darren Hardy. I'm not going to go through all the details, so you can look it up and get your own. But you do want to have a blueprint for life. You want to look at, what does your end of life look like? What is it going to look like 20 years from now? What is it going to look 10 years from now? Break it down until you can go down where you can actually tangibly see and believe in that. And we do it in 5-year increments. And when we reviewed our past 5 years, which was just last year, we had literally accomplished every one of those goals that we had set. And you all know already the power of dream boards, the power of vision, the power of setting that destiny plans of what you want that to look like. So just bulldoze and do those things. But on Sunday, you want to do something that Darren Hardy has just recently brought out, and it's available on Facebook, and it's called Win the Week Before It Even Starts. Again, I'll say that, win the week before it even begins. So that's something that has been pretty impressive for us, is to look at all the wins that we're going to accomplish. And then you break it down to the 3 lofty goals that you want to do, and make sure that you accomplish those. And those can be broken down into tiny little pieces, because it's all about the small changes in life, the small habits that you do that will end up making a difference for so many other people out there. And once again, remember how I said earlier, who you meet today, you're meant to meet them for some reason. And I pray that that's what you will feel when you even hear our testimony of what we have done and what we've accomplished, and being willing to be the trailblazers. We look at how all of you other leaders have done your businesses, but we're not necessarily going to follow exactly in your footsteps, because probably that's not what is meant for us to do. And I think that's why some of us have stumbled sometimes, is because we're trying too hard to shadow after the successes of other people, when really that wasn't your assignment. And I would say the best place for you to get your clarity on what it is that is your assignment is to really dig into the book of Proverbs, because I tell you, it is the most powerful direction book that we have found, that has so helped us in looking at the wisdom that we need and the knowledge that we need on how we're supposed to do our USANA business and what that looks like. And then be open to those ideas and be willing to say, I will increase and improve myself so that I can be a better inspiration and a better leader for those around you. So the little quote that I wanted to read to you is from Paul Young. And many of you have his inspirational books too. But I think that this is the time that all of us need to hear that. It says, you have meaning, and you have worth, and you have purpose. And you have value beyond this moment. Those who are against you are the wind that fills your sail. And those who are with you are the oars in the ship that speed the journey. In the ocean of people who are undecided around you, simply allow you a wonderful substance to impact you in the journey. The process of transformation is not becoming what we should be, but unveiling what we were the whole time. Our movement towards wholeness is when our way of being matching everything who our Creator is, because He is inside you and His image is already reflected inside of you. Again, that was by Paul Young, and I know that that will encourage you and inspire you. It has us, and this is what really keeps us going on a daily basis, is when we can remember what it is that we want to accomplish for the greater good of this planet Earth. Once again, we're incredibly grateful for all of you as leaders, but we're also incredible to ourselves and for what we have done, for our family who surrounds us, who cheers us on, who has helped us make and become who we are, and to know that the best is yet to come. Once again, thank you for letting me pour into you guys today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, for being the Finish Strong Friday. And many times you can see, if you look back, that your check is exactly the amount you decided it to be on Sunday. Not on Friday, but on Sunday. So I'm going to ring off with that, get back in the pool with the family, enjoy, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.